Chevy Volt is a hoax. The General Motors has no intention of actually producing the Chevrolet Volt, and here's why. The Chevrolet Volt is a 40-mile range, extended range electric vehicle. That's an electric car with a 40-mile range that has a range extender, what Alan Ciccone used to call the Long Ranger, and he put it in a trailer. So the trailer generated electric to keep the car, the EV, moving after the initial battery electric range was ended. Now, General Motors could be making a 40-mile range electric car at the current time, but they're not even admitting that they had a 140-mile range EV1 that was successful using nickel metal hydride batteries. Now, if they were serious about building the Volt, they could have done it already. It's been 2 years since it was announced. At that time, they started crushing the last of the EV1s, and they didn't save any of the EV1s. In fact, they're still suppressing EV1s that volunteer engineers have restored to their original electric car configuration. General Motors is still refusing to let them hit the road. So if they had wanted to build an electric car, and we have Toyota RAV4-EVs that go over 100 miles on a charge. Now, if we added a generator, a genset, we would have an instant Volt. Now, if General Motors took the EV1 and resumed putting them into production and used the 800-pound nickel metal hydride battery pack, added a range extender, they'd have an instant Volt. Now, why are they waiting until 2011, to produce this Volt and spend all this time sculpturing the body? It's because they're just waiting for gasoline prices to come down. If they were serious about building the Volt, they would start with lead-acid batteries. All successful electric cars started off with lead-acid batteries, including the EV1, the RangerEV, the S10-E, the HondaEV, the RAV4-EV. All of them started with lead-acid batteries, and after the concept was proven, then they were upgraded to more advanced batteries, in that case nickel metal hydride. So you start with a 40 or 100-mile range lead-acid battery pack for the extended range electric vehicle, and you add the range extender, the Long Ranger, and when and if better batteries such as lithium become available, then you use them. But in the current state, people that sort of laugh at General Motors is they promised this car, but they don't have the battery yet. They haven't gotten a lithium battery that's going to work. They're testing all these batteries. But there is, in fact, no lithium battery-powered electric car, with or without a range extender, that's gone more than 50,000 miles on the same battery pack without significant battery deterioration. And maybe someday lithium will be the thing to do. And the Tesla, for instance, does have lithium batteries. But the people that can afford a Tesla can afford to replace the battery pack after 50 or 100,000 miles. As for the Volt, it's already $40,000. If you had to buy a new $20,000, $30,000 battery pack every 3 or 4 years, obviously it wouldn't be a good buy. Because it's not a Tesla. It doesn't go 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, and it's just a car you can drive around and try to save gas on, save money on. So the fact is, General Motors' entire enterprise is founded on a lie. The lie is that the EV1 didn't work. General Motors still maintains that the EV1 was not wanted. Well, in that case, why did they grab them all from people that didn't want to give them up? The General Motors is basically telling us that they know better what we want than we want it ourselves. Now, we were prepared to give them, $25,000 each for the electric car, and they didn't do that. They took every one and either disabled or crushed each and every one of them, and they're still suppressing it. So that is the basic lie that they're proceeding on. And the second lie is the hoax that they have to wait for the perfect battery until 2011 before the Volt can come around. Well, by 2011, General Motors may not even be here in its current form. It may have been broken up or undergone some other transformation. And meanwhile, they're using it for advertising currency. And that's the basic point of the Volt hoax, is that it's good for advertising.